Welcome everybody to Meet the Polymaker. I am your host, Joel, the same face you've been staring at for 107 episodes. Is there something wrong with you guys? Or are you just that bored on a Thursday at 7 p.m.? Appreciate everybody's support. Welcome in everybody. We are here to meet a maker. And before that, well, we always do the same thing, but if you're new here, we talk about some 3D printing news. And there's some new stuff coming out of TCT Shanghai that we'll talk about. Not everything that I'm waiting for some more news to come, but we'll see that maybe released later. And then also we share some awesome prints from all of you over on our Discord at discord.polymaker.com. We have a show off prints channel specifically for you to share your prints, the good, bad, and the ugly. So with that said, we also are live because you see the ticker there. That's the sure sign that we're pretty much live. I might maybe throw you for a curveball at some point and have it there when we're not, but we'll see. But go ahead and type in "I am awesome" in chat. That will give you a chance to win a spool of filament from Polymaker, and that is international. So if you are able to hear my voice or see my face, or unfortunately for some of you both, you are eligible to receive said prize if you enter and your name is pulled at the end of the show. But with that said, we're going to be meeting a maker today that I actually met back at Formnext last year. Had a very awesome device on his backpack that just kind of caught your attention, and just a really cool guy that does really cool designs that I can't wait to print myself. And I'm sure after watching this, you'll probably want to print yourself too. But before that, we're going to head over to Hot in Headlines and see what's in the news. And first up, we have BMW, another car manufacturer that has officially now has 3D printing parts in production. Most, if not all, the car manufacturers have been using 3D printing in their prototyping, testing, and their race teams for quick testing out in the field. But we're slowly seeing more and more, BMW now being the latest to start actually using 3D printed pieces in their vehicles in production, which is just going to show how efficient 3D printing really is. And again, I know it's kind of a rinse and repeat of fast prototyping. It's way cheaper. And you can customize it as needed, change things on the, on a dime as you need for any type of build on the car, or notice down the line quality control, this is a problem. A lot of times if that problem is a problem with a printed part, that's a tongue twister in itself. It's an easy fix. They can just have their engineer change that model up, reprint the part, and then, make the addition or subtraction from it to fix it. So just really awesome to see, and we're just going to continue seeing this more and more, especially the more faster and more efficient, more consistent that all 3D printing, not of course just on the consumer plastic side, but on the metal printing that we are usually talking about when we talk about automotive printing. So just cool to see. Next up, we have something I think we've talked about maybe previously, but now of course it's showcased at TCT this week. And this is the Creator 5 by FlashForge, and there's going to be the standard version and pro version. This is a 256 cubed printer. Obviously the big thing here is it is a tool changer. It is a 4-tool changer. A little bit different than what we normally see because it is a side loading tool changer. Still functions all the kind of the same way, but just has a different mechanism where it actually goes to the side rather than the front or the back to load those tools in. Again, 256 cubed. The Creator 5 itself is open air. The Pro is going to be enclosed, possibly with a heater. And there is a device that is going to be optional, I think, too. I think it's called the VFS. There's no price points yet that were verified 100% yet. But the VFS is kind of it's not an AMS, it's more of a dryer / auto loader. So kind of an AMS hooking up just to where each spool can be auto rewound, I believe also. So we'll have to wait and see what the prices are. Rumor has it competitive with Snapmaker, so maybe a lower price, around the $700 range, I think, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have Leap 71, who has generated or has printed now the world's largest 3D printed Aerospike rocket engine, which is what you see here. And you just see kind of the different iterations and just the size that they're able to do. But they presented this AI generated rocket engine design at TCT this week. The system creates complex engine geometry automatically using computational engineering. That I definitely read because that's too many big words for me in one sentence. But all in all, using AI to design functional engines. And this is something that's nice because Obviously, engineers are smart. They can figure out very good efficiencies of way things work. A lot of that stuff, though, has come down to testing each individual version of an engine or part of an engine to see which one is the most efficient. AI can kind of do that through emulation and just run it. This is the best way. Hey, let's throw that into the design and then just mesh it all together. And then you got a rocket engine. So we're going to see that coming a lot more, just, not just in rocket engines, but in anything that needs efficiency, where AI is really going to help be able to calculate that rather than hours, days, months, maybe even years of tests and everything else performing, even with 3D printing at the helm, helping it be faster. So we will see. Next up, we have not a lot of information, but this is going to be I think it's Q. I had it pulled up and I probably closed it out. But it is a resin printer. This actually, I heard about it first from Ben Pendergraph, or It's Boy in Space, shared just a quick video of it, and it is a resin printer, and it's hard to see from this picture. I suggest go watching his video real quick of showing it, but it's got a film that it deposits the resin onto the film and then layers that. It's weird. It's kind of a resin ribbon cable printer. But the big thing about this is, it's a weird resin printer, but it's going to have the option for color. So reminiscent of a Mamaki, or like the FlashForge, what is it, C7 or J7 250. They showed that again at TCT, but full color resin, high detailed printing. It's saying to be around $1,000 for the printer and $1,000 extra if you want the color modulator, which is on the side there. How well it'll work, we will see. It is definitely a different take on it, but I'm definitely interested in what we hear more about this in the coming days or coming weeks. And last but not least, we have Adepticon. Adepticon is next week. It's the 25th through the 29th, hosted at Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Bard Center. And this is one of the US's largest tabletop gaming conventions that happen every single year. I don't know how many years they're into it, quite a few. We attended for the first time as Polymaker last year, but they've been using our PLA Pro even longer than that. And most of their terrain pieces, which are thousands of terrain pieces across all their tabletops, gaming runs from 6 a.m. till 4 a.m. And there are people active through those hours. I've never been there till 4. Been there till about midnight, 1 a.m. And there are people playing tabletop games. They have a little section for even just standard board games. But Warhammer, Marvel, Star Wars, the whole caboodle, kit and caboodle. But again, a ton of 3D printed, mostly FDM, some resin pieces for their display pieces and for their terrain. Of course, we're going to be there this year with a fun little interaction, which we'll see on the community prints here in just a second. But we will be there, be set up. If you guys are in the area and you're thinking of stopping by, I think you can just come in and check everything out. I think you need badges if you're going to play. Don't quote me on that. It's been a year since I've been there last. I know it was the first year. But the organizers are amazing, always accommodating. Cannot wait to be there this year with a couple more fun stuff. So again, if you're coming out or you're going to be in the area and you can swing by, come by and say hi, get a picture, and maybe roll a giant D20 and see if you can get that nat 20. But hope to see you guys there. If not, I will share as many pictures as possible. And now to pull the spotlight. That was a horrible transition. I forgot to announce it before I clicked it. Anyway, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, these are all prints that are done by our community, and they're shared on our Discord at discord.polymaker.com in the Show Off Prints channel. And first up, we have a print by Midnight Wolf, and we've seen this print before. It is the Glizzy by Karen Chow Designs. Always fun designs from Karen Chow, and she's just a delight to see at all the events. But he's printing these, I don't remember what for. I think quite a few. But they look great. I think it's a galaxy green, or there's some type of sparkle spec green or metallic green in there. But overall, looks really good. So just a fun print. Next up, we have S3 Sebastian, which I'm going to be honest, Sebastian, if you're watching, I've always just assumed the 3 was the E in your name, and I've always even typed it out, not realizing it's S3 Sebastian, not just Sebastian. Anyway, what he's done is he's 3D scanned a pair and then 3D printed it. He's been doing that. He did it on a marzipan, I don't remember what it was, a pig or something. Just fun stuff. But it just shows how far 3D scanning has went. I know a pear is kind of a simple shape, but there's another picture he shared too. that shows how well that it scanned and then 3D printed and matches up. Obviously the color is a little bit off. It's hard to match a perfect texture and color of a pair, but it's really cool of what you're able to do with such a small scanner that you see in the picture. Next up, we have Sean Doan 03, and they have printed Jinnu by Mix and Bits over on Maker World. I think that's his name. I know he's a Saja boy from K-pop Demon Hunters, but great colors. If I remember the movie enough of Nora watching it 8.5 million times, I think the color match is pretty darn close. So good job there, but just a great multicolor print. And Mix and Bits, it is nice because they do everything in parts. So there's only a few pieces that you usually need multicolor. Next up, we have Yo Ho Ho, and they have printed the plastic lid hanger by Zhong, I believe is would be how it's pronounced, over Maker World. Just showing functional printing of he having specific lids from an IKEA container. And of course, lids, they get stacked, they get scattered, they fall all over the place. I see it every day that I open our pantry, but very good way of just locking it into place. They can hang there out of the way, stay organized. Functional prints are always a joy to see, especially the different ways people are finding, how to make a functional piece in 3D print. And last but not least, I did mention we're going to have something special at Adepticon, community print wise. Tracksman25, known for his super large prints, has done the awesome favor of printing this 4-foot tall dice tower in our Starlight Midnight. Beautiful color, looks amazing. Tracksman, for those of you who don't know, is actually 12 foot tall. So you can see the scale. Maybe not 12 foot, maybe 6 something. But either way, it's a 4-foot tall dice tower. This will be a functional dice tower. I have a 600% D20 that's already printed. That'll roll right down this. And ideally, we haven't tested it yet. I think Trax is going to be printing a die himself just to test it out. Make sure our scale is all right. But you'll be able to roll this if you come to Adepticon and have a chance to win some filament. And there's going to be some tiered prizes because of D20. So it can't just be a one spool of filament if you're rolling nat 20, right? It's got to be something special. So if you're coming out there, you'll see what the prizes are when you get there. But that is it for all the community prints. Thank you all for sharing. Special shout out to Tracksman for the amazing work he's doing on helping me out, because there's no way I would get that done and shipped it and it looked good. Did an amazing job. So that's it. We're going to take a commercial break, and after that we're going to do what we do every week and meet the next maker. So stay tuned. Come on down to Polymaker's Palace of Printing Perfection, where we have everything your 3D printing heart desires. We have PLA, we have ABS, let's not forget ASA, maybe PETG is your material of choice. We got that too. Don't forget nylons for those specific needs. Printing something special for that loved one in your life? We have all the colors to make that print a one of a kind. You want reds? We got them. How about blues? We got those too. And greens? Of course we do. Too many to count. And let's not forget the yellows all day long. Now don't take my word for it. Come on down and see for yourself. Here at Polymaker's Palace of Printing Perfection, we strive to fulfill all your printing needs. So come on down and start your collection today. We're easy to find right past the giant light box on Hangout Avenue at us.polymaker.com.
Are you into cosplay and prop making? Are you tired of having to break out those power tools to sand those lines away? And don't forget about all that hand sanding. Cramps. Ouch. Introducing Polymaker's Cos PLA, available in 2 different versions, version A and version B. Both versions are still easier to stand than standard PLA. Find out more at us.polymaker.com.
Whoa, I'd love to get into 3D printing, but I live here on the sun where the UV rays are nuts.
Wait just one moment there, strapping young chap. Have you ever heard of Polymaker ASA? Polymaker ASA is UV resistant, so it is the perfect application for printing near or around the sun.
No way, bro.
Yes way, brosif. Here, try it out.
Radical, man.
If you need a weather-resistant material, make sure you check out Polymaker's ASA.
Printing on the sun is no problem at all with Polymaker ASA.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. I need to figure out what that little clip is. Like when I transition to this scene only, it shows me for just a minute. So I always make funny faces. I don't know if anybody ever catches it, but it's a split second. Anyway, we are here to meet our next maker, and he does just that. He makes things, designs things, prints things, showcases them at different events, 2 of them that I've recently been to. So without further ado, please welcome in Reliance3D. How's it going, man?
It's always that starting stress of saying things. But
Yeah, it's the butterflies you got to get
how is
past,
everyone
right?
doing? Yeah, it's the small stuff of it.
No worries. Like I said, it's a very laid back, so we don't make it too stressful. But yeah, it's good.
No,
It's good getting the ball rolling. But yeah, welcome in. Thank you for being on the show. Of course, we've met 2 times. Actually, I could say the last 2 events I've been to, you've also been at. Needless to say, it's over across the pond, so easier for you to make it to than me, I'm sure.
It was a long driving trip, but it was okay, and it was like, cool, we can drive it now. So next time, get a bigger car and bring more projects with it. So hopefully...
Yeah, so you of course met you first at Formnext in Frankfurt, and then just recently at Smurf in Manchester. Did you drive to both of those?
I drove to Frankfurt because I had a couple small lamps and the big lamp with me, so that doesn't fit in the plane either. And the electronics of the lamp, so I went to the airport system of the Netherlands, put my lamp there, was like, hey, can you check out if this is safe for travel? Like, yeah, we're gonna triple check you, so just pay 150 extra and you get the fast pass, full checkout, and then you can just walk on. Like, oh, okay.
Pay the extra and we'll help you out.
Yeah.
How nice of them, right? But so real quick, just for those that might not recognize the name or the face, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Reliance3D. Also, my normal name is just Michel, so I react to both. For 10 years, I'm already doing 3D printing, and I have done some live streaming on Twitch long time ago. And now I'm doing it on YouTube and making content creating as an income way of trying to find stable, well, not stable because this is not stable income, but at least
some
income.
form of, right?
Yeah. Right, so yeah, I'm neurodivergent, so for me getting a stable job is really hard. I'm diabetic, makes it even harder.
Just stack after stack, right?
Yeah. So if we go to the work table, like you see the lamp in the corner already. Normal perceptions. The stuff I like to make is like, can I actually make something with it? Hopefully the lamp unprintable so I can actually sell it. And people can build it themselves. And I'm going out of my way to remove all the soldering. So this only assemble time of around 1 hour. And then you have your own lamp, which a lot of people still want it. So.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the lamp itself. Is that's the first thing that caught my eye when I first saw you before I even talked to you, was you had one of these lamps attached to a backpack mount, basically, right?
Grab that one. So I have the lamp cover, but this just goes into my backpack. And I have 3 battery storage in here, so that keeps the weight down, and it just
More of a stabilizer.
because I can put this in my backpack. It really works. Sticks with magnets. So on this side here, fully magnetized.
Yep.
And it's decently safe. Like, don't run too fast. I already tried that, and it fell. So
Lesson learned. Well, that's
Yeah.
what the testing's for, right? That's so you can figure out what works and what doesn't, and what you can advise on. But
yeah, like with the lamp, I'm now at version 9. And there are 9 different versions of the total lamp. And then in version 9, I have, I think, around 17 iterations of small tweaks, improvements, small prototypes. And then, oh, that works better, that works better, that works better, that works better. So you just keep going. And
so now with the lamp, like what got you wanting to do a lamp design? Was it just like, hey, I want a really cool RGB lamp, or was there anything that like kind of sparked it?
I got asked by a friend, I think it was now 4 or 5, just before Corona. And he was like, he saw the really cool video where you put a LED strip on, cut ping pong balls, and just put them on, glue them on. He was like, I don't want to glue. Can you 3D print a lamp for me and then make it hexagon? That's because hexagon.
Yeah, rather than a ping pong ball. Yeah.
That's how it started. So
nice, and just went down that. So now, and of course, you had the backpack one was just kind of a fun little extra mount thing. But what's special about it, like you were talking, is I know I've seen a couple different iterations now with the last 2 events. Is you're working on making it, of course, easy to assemble. But that's the one thing too, is also easy is like I want to say a modular setup. Would you say that you can stack them and they just connect and light up?
Not easy yet.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. Like
that's the iterations. That's why you're doing all the iterations.
Yeah. So if I switch a little bit so you can see the big one in the back here, and this one is most people. Put the camera here a little bit so you can actually see me too. So most people are like, okay, this is just a big lamp. Just 1 meter 25 centimeters right now. I'm like, that's just a lamp. So if I'm at a booth, the Maker for Hanover, Smurf, or Form Next, I could also do it there. They just see a lamp and they're like, that's just a lamp. I'm like, want to see a cool trick? And they're like, okay, let's do that. And then, how fast do you think I can make this lamp smaller? And most people say 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm like,
off and
I'm way faster than that.
Yeah.
That's the cool part. Then you get the people like, wait, what? What the fuck? And you get them so full surprised of that mechanic. And it's simple pogo pins, but if you don't realize what pogo pins are,
well, that's the thing is a lot of people that don't do DIY stuff. Yeah, they don't know pogo pins or certain, even just little connectors or Wago connectors, anything like that is. And that's where people like you have designing things. Number one, designing it to look cool, but then also designing it to make it where I'm not discouraged to like, I'm not looking like, okay, there's 17 different parts. I've got to source them from 4 different places. And then I got to solder and do this. That turns off a lot of people. Not everybody's tinkerers. Yes. Not everybody likes to do that. So it's nice to see that you're still working on making it even easier than what you're showing.
This big one, it takes me 5 hours of soldering per piece, because I need to be very careful that each wire is good connected. And I was like, I want to make a small one that you can actually say, I can sell things. So this was my very first one. As you can see, the corner pieces are really rough. This was my very first design. I
went to the overhang and everything too. Yep.
Yeah. So I went for the LED strip design like this. Don't do this. I was trying to skim on the soldering. That got me more.
trying to take a shortcut that you shouldn't have taken.
No, this was a shortcut I should not have taken. This was not a very good shortcut, because like I have half the soldering time, but I had 2 hours of time of getting the LED strips in because they got stuck on everything.
No. And was that just the double or the sticky side that you just the I want to say LED tape strip?
You don't use that. You just push it through and.
Oh, and then I have to fish it through all the way through. Oh, that's okay, because that one's thicker.
Set screws here that you screw on the top.
Yeah.
And then it locks in place. But this was my very first design, and I was kind of like, okay, that works, but it's still a lot of soldering. So
Yeah, and that's people want ease of use.
Yeah, so by grabbing the new piece, you get like a way cleaner design,
Yep.
which starts to look cool. And let's do this one here because that's better. And the whole inside is now click in place. So those small pieces.
And now those strips too is what's in those. Are those like the hard strips, like circuit board strips? I guess I'd say that go in. I've seen it, but it's been I forget now.
So this is just a simple LED strip that goes in.
Oh,
So you just have you buy the WS or the SK LED strip pieces, and you just click them in. And this is a wrong buy. You need two-sided. You can literally clip it open.
Oh, it's just a press fit. It's almost like a Wago connector for like wire connectors. Yeah.
No, it's a simple press fit.
Way easier than soldering.
And that's it. And then you click it in and that's done. That's the whole process of making this whole
assembling
system.
It.
No soldering needed. And then you cut it a specific way. You buy a 5-meter LED strip. That's around 10 euros. Look, I'm Europe, so I do it in euros. These things around 10 euros. The PCB should be around 15, 20 euros. And then it's just soldering this, 3D printing this part, not soldering, no soldering here. And this thing takes around a day, but you print it in one piece, and the only supports you have is this small piece on the bottom.
That you just pop off.
Nothing else. This is just the thing, and you snap it off so easy because I always model my own supports because I appreciate that way more. Because
you can guarantee that way. Then that way it's not messed up by somebody saying, "Oh, I've got my own tweaked support settings," and then it not work right.
Yep. You don't even have to enable supports. It's like very simple. You just print.
So now, of course, you had that iteration, and then what I seen at Smurf is the one that's lit up in the background where you have the borders, and that makes we're looking at it at the beginning of the show, but this is a very good demonstration of how much that tiny little dark line in between each hexagon really separated. Because what we're real quick too is before the border, we're about talking about the border and the design, is the design even without borders, they are what I want to say, they're blocked off, so that way you don't have that light bleed, right? You modeled it in to where those hexagons, it's not just relying on the light to be just bright enough.
Yeah.
It's sectioned off, I guess.
The whole thing is white, you get a small bleeding, and most people don't see the difference if you don't have a comparison. So that's why I made this lamp on the U1, so you can actually see the difference from this side to this side. And then it pops out of like, oh, it becomes a lot sharper, because even on Smurf, when I had the big lamp and the small with the border lamp next to it, they couldn't see the difference. And now you can see that really good edge here. It's like not sharp, too sharp, and that really pops it out. But if people don't want that border, that's fine. That's easier printing for me.
Yeah.
But if you have a multi-tool,
because if not, that's a print in place, right? That border is part of the design, so it's I want to say waste, but with the Snapmaker, of course, it's not waste, but with a tool changer or not tool changer, it is.
Yeah. With a non-tool changer, every layer, like I have around 1,230 layer changes, and that's a lot of poop.
Yep. That's I guess if you have H2D, it could be efficient, but yeah, past that, if you're using X1C, A1s, P1s, it'll work. It'll still print great. Just you're gonna be a lot more filament.
On the dual bamboo printers, you can do it because this is one color to the other, so you can do two.
As I was saying, the H2D would be efficient, but anything under it wouldn't be.
This top is a bit more color system, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, a little bit more waste, but it's only a couple layers, and then you're
it's all black. And then now, is that just a like USB charger or block that powers it?
It started with USB, but now it's switched out to you just plug the cable in on the Seed Studio board. So it's you screw the wires in, and then it locks in place.
Okay.
Like
direct power.
USB version works too, but the hard part is reaching the stable point, and if people plug it in wrong, it will go wrong, and I keep screwing that one up. But that's for me the fine tuning of how to make this, how to set it up, and how to create a product that can actually sell. Because I know how to make it, I know how to create it, but
Yeah.
now I need to explain it to other people and make a guide. And I'm struggling for the last 4 days of
Getting
writing
that all
it,
part.
taking
Oh
the
yeah, because
pictures,
that's
making it sense for everyone that you can actually make the whole thing and put it safely on printables that people are like, I want to buy, I want to build the lamp. Here's the guide. This is what you can do. This is how you should do it. This is the best way to do it.
the more details, the better. That way you don't have to field 8,000 support emails of, hey, I did this. Hey, I did this. Like, I put the instructions out there for you. So now, do you have an ETA of when this will be available, or is it kind of just as soon as you can?
Saturday, I will get a new electronic part that hopefully makes it USB again. At least that's what I try to achieve, that works. And if that one works, I have a couple weeks of double testing, moisture levels, heat levels, cold levels, like what temperature will it die when I go too cold? What temperature will it break when I go too hot? Because I want to be careful and test that out. So the color system is done by WLED, so you can literally just switch things out. And have
so now on those apps, because I've used one before, does it just tell you, tell it how many LEDs high and how many around, or like how does it know the position?
Up and you get the correct color system. And this is an open source app, that's why I use it, because then you can actually do that.
Yeah, everybody can download it and use it.
Yeah.
Now
but it's an ESP chip, so if you have ESP knowledge or you have another software that works on ESP, you can use that.
Oh, you can program it to that then.
Because I don't want to limit you to software like, oh, right, you got my lamp for hopefully 60, 70 euros, and now you need to buy a software too. Oh, that's another 20 euros a month. I don't want to.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, that's the turn off, especially if you're trying to make it a successful product. Ease of use, ease of assembly, ease of printing. That's the golden rule for making a successful product, because people want ease of use.
Trying to reach that ease of use and play into that, and that's why I got to this version of the lamp of assembling it.
Yeah, I'm already well, actually I had this idea back in Formnext when I seen it on your backpack. It's like, you know what, that's a good little indicator for, we always have our interactions and our games. Of course, you saw the wall game at Formnext and Smurf is to have like a lamp or light or anything that can go up on the top and kind of, number one, in idle mode it could do like the rainbow, but then if somebody wins it'll flash green, somebody loses.
I mean,
so it's like, I know already uses.
You can do a whole border around it and do all of that. I saw you assemble that board piece. I was like, this is an hassle. This needs to be improved. And I already was trying to think like how do you can make those things attachable, fast clickable, but still that you can smack them.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, there's a challenge.
There's definitely a way, but it worked, so I just stuck with it.
Yeah.
But it's proved that if I'm not there, it usually doesn't go very well. But they have a wall set up at TCT, and although I did do the instructions like you were talking about, I took quite a while of doing video instructions and here's the building materials. It really relies on the people to follow said rules and instructions, but you always have some issues. But just that means next year I need to go to Shanghai and make sure that we get it working.
Well, I hope you're there, because that's a challenge. If you're not there and someone else needs to assemble it and it's English,
and there's that's luckily we have a lot of our China team they speak English, so we did some late night calls where I trying to walk them through stuff.
They can speak it, but the reading part is the hardest.
Yeah. Well, the problem is too is of course my native language is English, but I talk fast, so that's the other problem. Is like, okay, it's number one, it's understanding English. It's number two, keeping up with Joel and his speed. So I try to slow it down, but no, I think that now with the unit itself is, of course, right now you have it as stackable pieces. The one other thing that I always thought of was like, I think what was the screensaver called? Pipe dreams. You have just different pipe shapes. Is there any plan to eventually have like different, like a 45-degree couple piece that then you kind of connect and make a design with?
if I can make the connectable, so if I build the bigger one out with more easy assemble and do all that, then I definitely want to make split pieces, T pieces, corner pieces. But there's also another challenge, like how do you get the LED strip in and all that. So I'm not, I don't want to make.
Oh yeah, because then it curves. Yep.
But if the small lamp sells decently enough that I can get some budget that I can prototype with it, then I will definitely want to try that out and see how far I can push it.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure once you release too, you're gonna get a ton of feedback of people with amazing ideas. Like, hey, what about this? What about this? And like you said, ideally it does well, and if it does well, then
to understand. So I do 3D printing in Fusion, and I'm really getting the grips of the parametric system. So hopefully I can make a parametric system where hopefully in one click you can say, I want it round, I want it heart shape, I want a different shape of the segment. And there's instead of a hexagon, it turns into round, square, triangle.
So you can change all the shape. You can really customize it.
Yeah, that's what I want to try. But like Fusion doesn't like me and it keeps crashing because I'm trying way too much at the same time. So
I've attempted a few of those apps, Fusion being one of them, and for somebody with absolutely no knowledge of actual 3D modeling aside from 3D Builder and Windows, that stuff is all a native language and way too many options, features, and words that I don't know. So I'll leave it to the pros.
Where you are comfortable with. Like I have many people that use Blender, and I cannot use Blender. I'm too used to the Autodesk environment because I started with 3ds Max modeling. Okay. And then I switched to Fusion, and I'm slowly learning ZBrush, so actual sculpting, because I'm gonna try that too. That's harder than
another skill to add to it.
and do all that. But like the most people, like I had a couple people like, I can never do what you can do, and then they were looking at my work, and it's like, but like I probably have around 6,000 to 10,000 hours in CAD modeling now. So no,
it didn't just come to me.
You're at 10 hours.
Yeah.
If I'm going back to my 10 hours, I was in the same position as you, but I'm a stubborn idiot that just keeps going and keeps trying and keeps understanding. And here I am.
Get that hyper focus as soon as you're hooked on something. Like, okay, well, this is my life now for the next 6 months.
Whole trick to it, like you just keep pushing it, because like I can grab another one, and this is my first big 3D printed project. So.
Oh yeah.
And let's go back to this one again, because that works a little bit better.
A big old fun tank.
Yeah. So making a driving tank and puzzling that one out is like, okay, how do you do this? How do you make it printable? Because I only had a small Delta printer. So
even
this
more
one actually needs to fit on it. So I scaled everything on this piece, and that's how I got to the size.
So that's the biggest piece. So as long as you can do that one, everything else could be successful.
Yeah. Because everything looks smaller and everything is smaller, and this was the biggest piece in one set. So this is how high my Delta can go.
There you go.
That's how I found it out. Like, oh, okay, cool. You make everything fitting, but then you make everything in a way that you can actually
snap and easy to put together.
So when I remove this whole piece, move it away, I can do the same with
everything.
Side pieces. They're all dovetails because I can easily click
slide in place, and very nice.
And because everything slides in place, the moment it sits actually in here, it cannot move left and right because the bottom parts are all fully connected. And that's what I like to do. Because I'm not a fan of glue. Like, I appreciate glue in a lot of ways, and I can do that.
Now, does the cannon function at all?
No. I have many kids asking, can it shoot? Well, if you go to every event with me, you're paying yourself, you're going to catch all the balls, and then I will make it shoot for you. And
yeah,
like,
you pick up.
Do that. Well, me neither.
Yeah. Well, the second you get a kid, aiming at their parent and shooting them in the eye, that's on you.
I've not designed it for this angle, so it can only shoot straight. And that's the whole.
That looks cool, though.
Doing that, but it's
now, what's that? Is that just a kit from like Maker World, or what do you use to control that?
I got a brushless motor system from someone. Was like, I don't need this. You want to make a driving tank? here you go. Found later out that was a 200 euro kit
Oh,
set.
nice.
Thank you.
Made some
So
fun with it.
the batteries are in the front. The engine system is here in the back and fully assembled. So I cannot show that. That takes a little bit longer. And just the building is for me the most fun of trying to make something in a way that it works and do something with it. That's how I make this one. I'm puzzling all the things out.
No, and then, like I said, especially in today's society, is everybody wants that ease of use, and for you having that already mindset of when you're creating something of how can I make this assemble easier, how can I make it just put together, how can I make it not sophisticated? That's you're on the right track.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Whether it be a tank or a
In a lot
LED
of
light.
ways, I heard many people saying like, you cannot make that tank. You cannot make that tank drivable. That just gets me stubborn enough. Like, okay, now I'm going to try it.
Yep. I'll show you otherwise.
And a lot of people say then always like, well, but why? Why not?
Yep. I say that all the time with 3D printing. It's not why, it's why not.
And it always ends up in that point of creating different systems of like, cool, I don't know what sells. What I always say, I make silly things. And
Yep.
some things actually will stick. Like in the last 10 years, I have around 150 different small ideas, prototypes that don't even cross small designs, the stuff in Fusion, and it never gets to printing because I had so many people that say, no, you need to have a selling product. You need that. And that gets you overwhelmed. And for a couple years, I got stuck in a way of like, I couldn't do anything anymore because every time I tried to finish a project, this doesn't make profit. This doesn't sell. This doesn't do that. And the moment I drop that, I make the lamp because then the mindset switches off like, I'm just going to make stuff
that you enjoy and
then learn
that you
what's
want
there.
to.
Instead of, I need to make something that sells. And that whole system makes things a lot better.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's so easy to say afterwards, but you never know how that happens.
I think that shows that you just that goes to show in your work every time too, whether it be 3D modeling, printing, or anything in general. Is the more you enjoy it, you can see that in the work that's provided, whether it's a end result of an LED lamp or a tank or whatever it might be. So no, I think that's like I said, you had the right mindset for it, and obviously you have the skill because I said I think I've told you from the get-go is the lamps. As soon as it's available, I will be printing one. The idea is you can't see behind me, but there will be one in my background that's a floor lamp for sure. So I'll be having that tall lamp. But now going back though, you said you've been 3D printing though for 10 years.
Yeah, I started with a small Delta printer. Then I got an Ender, which was like, that was not great. It was a big one that I needed height space for another project that I can show later. And I think when the Core 1 came out, I have ordered the Core 1 because like I still want to support companies in Europe. I got a Retric before that. Retric has some problems, but if you have it stabilized, really good machine.
Solid
and
printer.
It works. And hopefully soon, index. I want to index every machine I have.
I am very interested to see that. I've seen it in person, of course, at all the events, but yeah, that's I've said many times to the community and everything else is index is going to be what either pushes me to buy a Core 1 or Core 1L or build a Voron, one or the other, because having number one, having multiple, but then having high speed, smaller, easy to maintain tool changer, very excited for. And I love the snap maker, but an even bigger version with more tools would be perfect. So I'm excited for the index for sure.
My idea is like if I can get the Retric with index working, I want to make a whole tray that picks up all the indexes and just switches a whole tray to a new one. So instead of
so then you have just 2
12
sets
indexes, I can go to 24. I just want to play the idea of just, can I do it? Yeah, why not?
Well, and I think that's we see it all the time at all the events of different ways people are doing things. That I don't know if you had a chance to walk around Smurf a whole lot, but Duet 3D
I
had
missed
that
so much.
I get to watch most of it. I've watched through people's videos, and this is where I seen. I think Mandic really went to Duet 3D's booth, and they had a Voron that was a Voron Trident with a 2.4 gantry on top of it, so it could do both. And it was again one of those reasons, it's not a why, it's a why not, and because we can. And yeah, I have no doubt, like the idea that you have of a carousel system of index setups, there's no reason it couldn't work. I mean, really.
I mean, my biggest problem is storing all the plastic somewhere.
That's what I was talking to somebody about doing, like the Orange Storm Giga is at that point, then you have to really plan out where do your spools go? Because if you have 30 tool changers, that's great. It's cool. It's probably a big printer already. Where the heck is all the filament coming from? And it's going to be like all over.
At that size, you literally go for 0.2 nozzle, 0.4 nozzle, 0.6 nozzle, 1 millimeter nozzle. Because why not? Because you have different sizes,
have all of
you
them.
can speed up the whole print process because you're going big. But if you need some small details only on the edge, because you do really detailed sculpt stuff.
I think that's what I think one of the next kind of innovations that we'll see in whether the existing printers, the up and coming tool changers, is that ability to do exactly that of, why am I printing at 0.8 if it's just a solid body that's, there's no detail to it, where I want the detail to be on the top. But if I just want the top, say a head of a figure to be detailed, then why do I have to print 0.8 all the way up to that point if it doesn't need to be? So no, I think I've seen articles and people talking about it and some mentions of it, but I haven't seen anything activated yet. Oh jeez.
This is what I want to do with this one too, because this dragon head is now sculpted in Fusion, but the top one, if I can actually do that, is actually sculpted in ZBrush.
So then you just merge the two pieces together
on a higher nozzle and do all that together. So this is again with those materials, and you just switch them up.
So what is the plan for that giant thing? Like what?
Well, this is a Reaper blade.
Okay, so I was trying to see. It's look like a girder system.
And hopefully, yes.
Oh,
so
there you go.
RGB weapon, and that really sits in like this, and just making a whole Reaper blade with all the details on the inside, a little bit weight on the dragon head, and just walk around with it as a cosplayer.
So is that whole grid, I want to say the girder with the support system for the blade, is that all 3D printed too?
No, that is a metal frame.
Okay, metal. Okay, I was going to say the angle is hard to see.
This is light. This is very heavy, and I had a wooden one and that was swaying a lot. So this was like
get it more rigid.
I was like, needs more rigidity, but the weight needs to go down. So this was the best option to actually create this whole system. But what I also did is again, that easy access of building things. So the stick is literally click in place.
Oh, snap in place. Nice.
So now I need to go way back before you can see it, but now you have the whole.
So next event, I need to see you walking around with that along with the backpack lamp and just be shining the whole way.
This is already reasonably heavy, and I'm now working out, so I can actually hold it better. But I want to have the weight on the bottom too, so I can actually hold it.
So it kind of balances out.
Hold it like this, and you don't have that.
Where you're trying to twist it. Yeah. Well, and just that back and forth too.
Stable is the whole trick, but again, I like the ease of access. So for me, it's like two knobs on the stick here, and I can just disassemble it.
And that's all your design also?
Huh?
Is that all your design also?
I design everything myself.
So do you have somebody that cuts metal? What's that?
The metal is cut by a company in the Netherlands.
Okay.
So it's a big metal cutting company, and one cost me 40 euros and two cost me 50 euros. So I have two of these plates.
Yeah, I'd buy two at that price too.
Yeah, you have a prototype, and also the cool trick, because everyone will mostly say, so everyone thinks that the horns will break off. And the cool part is they already can because they're magnetized.
Oh, okay, nice. So they do go in some, but then they stick inside. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, so
that's the whole trick of doing that.
Oh yeah, because I'm sure with it being that big, eventually you hope not, but eventually you're gonna drop it if you haven't already.
Yeah, well, I can show you my first prototype of the Dragonette. That's literally, yeah, it snapped off. I dropped it 2 times, so it already snapped off. I was like, that's not gonna work. So let's
gotta figure something else out.
Thing of doing that. But yeah, if I grab the Dragonette, push it there. So again, easy to.
Oh yeah, so you are good with doing pieces and parts that all fit together. That's a it's a good skill to have, especially with big prints.
Yeah, and then combine that with the ZBrushing skills, you get the point of outside ZBrush, inside sculpt, inside is CAD. So this whole inside is done in Fusion. I made some removable parts in here, and you import this as a solid. So this is all solid. You start modeling this side. Then you import a different model that you cut all this away, and then this becomes the perfect sharpness that you need for the technical side of the print.
Very nice. That's just like nice, yeah, a nice blending of both modeling styles.
And that's what I'm slowly trying to learn of, like how to combine technical with this kind of stuff, and puzzling that out. And now with the lamp, I can make hopefully patterns that I want to try. That this is probably a silly idea, but hopefully cool. That if I can make different materials with different transparency levels, I can hopefully 3D print RGB pads in here, where you actually have dragon skills like this one, and it only lights up in the specific areas, and the rest is dark on the inside. So on the outside without LEDs, it looks white. But the moment you put the LEDs on, it's gonna
only just lights it up.
Light level. So I really want to play with doing that. But for that, I needed multi-tool, which I was running around for this idea for the last 5 years. And I saw the bamboo printers, and I was like, I can do it all in PG, and that works. But I cannot agree with the waste of the poop. So for me,
it can be way too much depending on the model.
Give me a multi-tool. I saw the new red rig, so the 4.1 red rig with 2 nozzles. Like, that's interesting, but I need more. And now Index and 4 multi-tool head with the Snapmaker.
Everything coming out.
Great. And that's the part I really want to achieve.
Now, do you find that now mixing those two styles of the organic modeling along with the CAD modeling, is that making it, I'm sure, more efficient, right? Because then now you know if you have a whole internal body, you don't have to worry about molding it, mixing it. I'm not a modeler, obviously, so I don't know the actual words. You don't have to stretch the whole model out and try to form it. You can just do, here's the solid body, just like you showed on that, and here's the outer basically skin, I guess.
It's called a Boolean. So another object, you take the Boolean operation. So that object, if it is colliding, it gets removed from the other part.
Okay.
And I can make the statistic, the hard CAD stuff in Fusion, then export it to ZBrush and make that style pop out. Yep. And in that way, I create a style where you have heavy technical, which if you do that in ZBrush, you get all the curvies, too many polygons, your slicer is going to break. That head is already
because super detailed.
That took 4 hours to render. My computer was not happy with it. Like, not all
your fans kick on.
Yes, they did. Like, my computer was just frozen. It was like, did it crash?
Wait, is it going to come out of this? That's I've had some models where it tells you it's got tons of triangles. Do you wish to simplify? Like, no, I'll just slice it. And I just all of a sudden I hear the GPU, all the case fans just go into full blown. Like, okay, this is going to take a while.
Yeah, I went grocery shopping, came back, was like, still running. Okay, it's still running, didn't crash yet. All right.
Yeah. There you go. Hasn't shut down, hasn't restarted the computer on its own.
Ping pong meme from all the IT guys that are like, oh yeah, I'm rendering something. I'm the code is compiling, and like they're just playing ping pong,
waiting for it to go through. Yep.
Yep.
So now, of course, like I said, is we talked about the lamp. That's going to be kind of the first big project that you have out. And that is it planned on to be on printables, right? Is that where where should people go to find or at least sign up if there's a sign up sheet. Just
Reliance3D. You can click the social link of my website, which has all the socials that I currently have active. So that is Twitter, Blue Sky,
there.
YouTube, Instagram, and printables. You can all find them there, and you can follow me there. So
and then do you have like a sign up list, or is there anything they can sign up for to be notified of when the lamp goes live, or is that not set up yet?
On printables, you can find it. You get a notification when I post there, and I've not posted anything there yet, so it's a little bit.
The lamp. So once the lamp goes live, expect to post there. So
yeah, I have now 53 followers or 55 followers. I'm like, I've not posted anything yet.
The people that know you and word of mouth. That's it. It travels.
Yeah, and yeah, my other project that I'm now working out. This was the crunch for Smurf.
Yes.
And took a lot of time. I got this one now stabilized, so you can actually just run it around and actually make
the marble run. And you had one much larger than this, a Smurf setup.
Yeah. So I can get the marbles in.
And just the satisfying, the noise and everything.
It's noisy as hell. Sorry about that. This one always jams a little bit, but in time it can ungem itself. Like, I have this system running, and the only way where it gets stuck is in this corner because the ball goes too slow, it slows down.
Okay.
Nothing.
And this is a modular system too, right? All the pieces, it's snap together, kind of make your own setup.
They are magnetic, so there are magnets on the inside, which, like, yeah, you need to buy magnets, but it makes the clicking system way smoother. And as you can see, I can.
It makes it stable too, even as you build it up, rather than just loose pieces.
Pretty stable. And now I have 2 full IKEA bags, which downstairs. And yes, this one jams up, but it can unjam itself. Like you see, like 2 left, 1 left, and it can free itself. And now none left. Jam is gone. Like trying to make that small tweaking of how to make this and make all the steps compatible with each other is the hardest part to do, because magnets, printing style, printing type, and doing all the small setup of doing this. And yeah, I hope.
So now, is this a project that's available now, or is it one that's going to be released also?
Nope. Still working this one out because I want to finalize, get a build guide in, because there's also an elevator. So I want to have the base pieces. So all the normal pieces will be free and printables, because I don't want to pay for everything. I really want to give back to the community and give people access to what they want. But the elevator and the splitter system, this will be behind each one for €10. And the base you can play with manually. And if you want to experiment with electronics, get the motor, and you can actually build it out to another.
Keep building up from there.
We're going actually multi-padding. We're going actually motor and keep the system going system. And hopefully I can get a little bit of appreciation out of that one. But I want to make the base free so people can play with it, because at Smurf, too many people like, where can I buy this? I'm like, oh, right, not yet. Please wait.
I'll have it out there. So now the motor that controls it is just a standard motor. Is there anything, I don't want to say sophisticated about it, but
with the noise, I cannot hear you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's way noisier in your ears.
So that it's hella loud currently. Like, still trying to fix that, but the motor is.
It's a marble run. I think most people like it because of the noise it makes.
Yeah. So I can disassemble this motor and show it a little bit. This is just an N20 motor.
Yeah.
It's just a small metal motor, and this runs the whole system. And yes, this is a small elevator.
Now, is that mounted in with like a little thumb screw?
3 set screws. So grub screws. You drop them in on the inside. So you have 2 small screws on this one.
Right there. Okay.
And 1 on that side. So you need 3 grub screws, the motor, and that's it. Because there is a little bit of wiggle. If this is too tight, it will instantly
snap.
jam.
Oh yeah, because the gears have to have that little bit of play to it.
Everything bounces.
Yep.
The cool thing is, like, the elevator also has, this is the section piece in the center, and the screw is also stackable.
Oh,
So I
nice.
can keep stacking
The
everything.
taller you make as you're building more and more and have a tower. So it's going to be very interesting to see how big people go. It'd be a nice
On
little
my YouTube,
contest
you
to have
can
out there.
find, and on Instagram, you can find a short where I went 1 meter high and already reached 130, and at 130 height, 1 meter and 30 centimeters. I noticed when you put in around 15, 20 marbles at the same time, the motor slows down. There is
Oh, yeah,
nothing
because if it all loads up in the
for the
auger
motor
at
to actually
once.
keep going.
Yeah.
But the good thing is this elevator is not stuck on the ground, because I can put. Need to double check this. Where they installed that. And well, magnets. How did it work? And I can put this small base plate in here. This one is where. So the base plate is for the ground, but without base plate, it becomes clickable. So you can just stack a second motor. If one motor is not enough, one elevator is enough, stack a second
put
one
it
and
at the
just
top.
keep tuning them.
Easy,
So
easy
it's
fix.
stackable.
So in
Yeah,
essence, so really, it's you know, I mean, it's pretty much as big as you want to go until it's too much weight at the top that, you know, the bottom starts to sag. But I'm sure it'll probably take a bit of work to do that.
Well, I don't think that will be a problem, because the grid
way it's
system,
structured.
and because it's an hexagon, and hexagons are the bestagons, like it builds up. So every weight is always supplied
It's distributed,
in this area. It's all in the same area. This doesn't have weight, it's just the construction. So it all goes down and everything is connected. So the more you build, and you need to go a little bit higher up, of course. But you can technically, this is too much weight. You can build out and do that. As you can see, you can build
it
out.
has some strength there. Yeah.
You don't need full support of the whole structure. Needs to be solid. I went as open as I can, so the whole structure on the side is also decently visible when a marble is on the bottom. You should be able to see it.
And now with those having magnets in them, is it print and place magnets? Do you have to pause it and put the magnets in, or is that put in after?
These are plugged in after.
Nice. Okay,
which
that
I
makes
realize is a small pain.
Especially if you're printing a lot of pieces, it's a lot easier to do it after rather than in between every single.
Yeah. I was in a rush the last 3 weeks before Smurf to get as much pieces done. And I went for the decision of doing this, because then I can keep printing each night and I don't have to have a pause break. 5
it's
hours
not waiting for you.
Total, and yeah, I'm not doing that. But I will make a version where you have print in place, and because the magnets, you buy them as 5 millimeter round ball magnets. So these are the magnets you put in.
I have those are things in the nice little fidget thing in the US back in the day. Buckyballs.
Yeah, buckyballs. So it's just, but they are not perfectly round. The problem there is that the hole size is, I have 4 different hole sizes because the magnets are incomplete. Your print speed, your bridging quality, all matter.
All makes
so
a
there
difference.
are different sizes of holes to actually click them in a good way, to actually make this whole system work in a reliable way that you can actually click it in. If it doesn't click in, put that magnet aside and make a smaller batch. Click it then in. Like, still works. But print in place works too. I'm definitely installing that, because why not? I want to be as open as I can, that I can create multiple pieces and access more people that can enjoy it. And that's the whole challenge of making this kind of stuff. And that's what I love doing, is creating silly stuff of this.
I think all fun stuff. Like I said, I mean, who doesn't like custom LED lamps, marble runs, fun for all ages, especially kids. But no, I said I know that was the one at Smurf was probably about 3 times bigger than what you have on the screen right now, or at least, because it was a bit tall, maybe double the size. Like, I mean, it was taller and I think bigger, right?
Yeah, but to be honest, that took us 5 hours to build up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and bags of those marble run pieces, because I watched you carry them in.
I'm trying to make a part where you can put it on the top, like, okay, this is the end of the path, so you can actually remember it, because we had 3 tracks going up. Me and my friend were building at the same time, and we just literally lost track. Where's your path? I lost mine. Where's your? Lost mine too.
Let's just figure it out from here.
10 minutes of searching where is the end of the path. There, I found mine. You found yours. Where's the third one? Over there. So I'm gonna make segments that you can click in while building, because building up takes a lot of time, because you start from the bottom and like every time you want to go
Well,
higher.
like you said, you
like,
have to make sure the path is, you know, that you're clicking everything in the right place.
put an extra elevator in place, and you can go one layer higher. So that's not the problem. But it's like if I add a split system, we go from one pad to two.
Yep.
I know that people are gonna make a splitter on a splitter on a splitter on a splitter. Now you have 16 pads.
Yeah, there's no doubt people make their own remixes and pieces and parts and add-ons. So, and that's nice with it being the modular setup, is it should be pretty easy for them to do so.
Tossing out 16 pads. I'm
Be
probably
interesting.
gonna do it. Like downstairs, I have a big table, and when I get the 10 kilos of the list I got from you, like I'm gonna print at least 9 to 10 kilos more of these pieces. I'm just gonna do my best to fill out my whole
Just
table.
make it huge.
Just see how bloody crazy I will get with that, because I'm definitely not do that. But this is not gonna be a I'm gonna do this in one live stream session thing, because
Yeah.
it will go bad. It will probably be a couple sessions to actually puzzle out a good pad, make it all cool, and if I can get my 360 camera running and that works on YouTube streaming, I want to put a 360 camera in the center, and then
So
hopefully
you can just
build all the way around it. And
that would
hopefully
be
that's the
neat.
whole camera's in the center. You have a whole construction all the way going around it.
That'd be
I need
nice.
to test the 360. I see the setting in YouTube streaming, but I don't know if it's working yet. So I need to test that out.
I don't know. Yeah, it'd be something fun to watch. But we're getting close to the end here, so I do like to throw it out to the community. So anybody that's got questions on any of the projects we've talked about, or anything for Reliance or Michelle, then definitely ask away. Which I know there's already at least one question there. Diablo Spawn did ask, have you ever thought of doing crowdfunding for any of your projects? Which I think that's what we're talking about. The lamp will be crowdfunding, right? Or is it different setup there?
Well, a couple people were suggesting crowdfunding for the marbles on Maker World, and I have the project done. I don't feel okay with crowdfunding because I don't know if my projects are succeeding, and I trying to get information from someone on the inside. What is that crowdfunding? So I'm still deciding if I want to do that, but at the same time,
you want to make sure it's right, if that's the right way for it.
Yeah, I need to feel okay with it, and I don't want to make a false promise, because if I say stretch goal 10K, you get a looping. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't have enough speed for it. But then I make that promise, so I don't want to make a false promise in a way that
and not be able to follow up through it. Oh yeah, no, that's completely understandable. That's I think too is once you get to the point that you think it's good, I think even as it is with I mean, I know there's plenty of crowdfunding there that don't have tiers, that is just, hey, if you like this, I mean, for $10 or whatever, I think most of them are $10. It can be, I think, whatever you set, that you can have access to, you know, the marble pieces to run them. Yeah, I think they would do very successful. And then from there, I think I've seen other people do even like secondary crowdfundings for the next set of, you know, modification tiles or pieces. So yeah, that might even be a thing there. Just kind of get the basic one.
Like if I can get the electro plastic types, I'm gonna see like, can an RGB or a blinky lighting when a marble passes, the light will blink? Will that work? I don't know. I don't want to crowdfund that because I don't know if it's working. But if I have it working, I kind of want to say like, cool, this cost me 40 hours, this minimum materials, I want this value back, and then after that, it's free or it becomes cheaper. Because the first buys is like, maybe we buy it for 20, and after that it will drop to 5. Because then I get my
just get the reimbursement back of your time.
Yeah, and hopefully that system will be great if one of the big STL and 3D printing websites do that. That will be very appreciated. Because for the crowdfunding, I don't feel okay with it, because I don't want to make a false promise of, oh, I'm gonna make this, and then I get 10,000 euros, and now I need to do it, and then I realize like, oh yeah, right, this is not possible. I cannot do this, and what do I do now?
Yeah,
just
then
run
it's
away
like
with the money. No one cares, but I care.
Then people are coming with pitchforks.
That, and That's why I'm still a little bit unsure about the crowdfunding. Like I see the option. I'm still trying to find someone that is inside the crowdfunding of MakerWorld so I can get the inside the
Just to
details.
see how it works.
Is the
Yeah, which if
is the
anything too is
contract you sign? Is it the rules you sign? What are the rules? What is limitations and all that stuff? I want to puzzle it out before I say yes or no.
oh yeah, I'll look into yeah, because I know actually I'm friends with several people that have done crowdfunding already, even some that have done multiple projects. I'll get you in contact with somebody on that because yeah, I think be a great thing. I mean, even just the support and just the viewers itself is those lights are killer. Matt German probably did something different, but because yeah, I don't think this is out yet. But and then this person's off the charts, in a good way. Yes, we suggested crowdfunding. I would get into crowdfunding for that lamp. So yeah, I mean, it goes to show that this is a very small percent of the overall population of 3D printer people. But yeah, I mean that's people between the marble kit and the light. I think you got a good thing. So now hopefully you don't get too harassed by questions in all your socials. Hey, when's the lamp? Hey, when's the marble run?
It's fine. Like I already have because the big lamp was made in the Maker for Hanover last year, and from that point I get at least now every month 4 or 5 messages like, is the lamp done?
Is it ready yet? Is it ready?
Still working on it.
I've wanted to ask, but I know better. Like I'll see him again, and he'll let me know when it's done.
That like I can rush it. I can push it out right now. No guy, put it online and get some money. But I prefer to get a good quality product out.
No.
Maybe lose some people because they're impatient. Well, if I look at it in a good commercial marketing way, those are not my clients. I want to make a good product, so
especially with the first release of like something like this, is that you want it to be easy, accessible. The people that download it, they actually print it, they share it, and that's just going to help you in the long run of whether you do the light first and then the marble run. People are like, oh, that's the light guy. He did a marble run. Oh, that's probably solid because the light was solid. So yeah, I think especially making sure the parts that you use are easy accessible for everybody. And yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot to it. So
as I just said, I can rush it. I can push it out technically tomorrow or now if I want. But then it's an unfinished product. I have not fully tested it yet. And I would just want to be sure about that because giving out a good product for long-term setup is way better than cool. I get 4,000 euros out of it, get 10,000 euros out of it. After that, it just drops because most people are gonna like, the lamp broke. My printer didn't print it.
This didn't work right. He said this, but it did this, and like, oh yeah, you can open up the floodgates.
I'm doing my best to prevent that, and it takes a little bit of time. But I also need to realize, like, okay, this is the point where I need to stop because I want to go for that 100%, and even the marbles, it can get stuck. I still want to reach that 100%, and I'm killing myself trying to reach that 100%.
To get to there, yep.
That's just me being optimistic, like, you made that 100%.
Juggling multiple projects. Which actually, Diablo Spawn had a question too. Are you going to need testers and people that would help create an assembly manual? So yeah, you always have that option. The community has always been supportive. If that's something that you want help with, there's always people.
I'm trying to set up my own Discord. Like I'm still building up the server where I can put my manual on a Google Drive where people can watch it. So I have a little bit localized because if I go to everyone separately, I get different guides and different feedbacks.
Oh yeah, like which one did they get? Which version did they get?
Trying to set up a Discord server where I can gather everyone together that want to help with that, and possibly
I'm sure you will have more than you need for testers. Printing.
Yeah, and getting that part up, but again, server setup is hard. Like I want to do everything good, not perfect, but my mind says perfect. I want to setting things up good, and that takes time. I'm not fast. I have a lot of processing in my mind because welcome to being autistic. So some things go a little bit slow with me, but the moment I have something under control, I can do it faster than most people.
You're locked in, but yeah.
It's more time to actually understand what I want to do because a little bit of distraction, but I had that with school. So I did try university, but the school system, if you have 3 trees, 3 topics, they jump from leaf to leaf, from root to root, and they go all the way over there. But I am that person that takes 1 tree, 1 topic,
get that down,
splinter by splinter. I will learn it splinter by piece by piece by piece by piece until I know it. and that's not how the school system works.
Oh no, a
So
little bit here, a little bit here, several
I'm
small
able
pieces
to
of
do
different
university
pies.
level stuff and the level lower of learning style. But if I know the subject, I can learn it and still understand it, but it takes a little bit longer and I need to learn it different. But it doesn't mean that I'm not at that level. Like a lot of people keep saying, like, no, you don't have university level, so you cannot be engineering. Look at all what I know.
Yeah.
If this is not engineering, then I call so I always say sarcastically, I'm a hobby engineer. And I must be like,
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, any type of design, and especially when it's functional design, and like I said, of how you're doing things, of things fitting together, snapping together, there's, it's so much more than just you just tell it to split here and add a dovetail. Like, no, there's tolerances, and then 3D printing is so variable too with each printer, each person. So, yeah, there's a lot to take into account there.
That I made 8 years ago. This was the first marble prototype. Square, you couldn't see the tops, like it was hidden. I didn't like it. And then I started up with magnets and going to hexagons, because again, hexagons are the best guns. This was a lot of plastic. And doing all that, that's what keeps me thinking, because I'm always stuck with 7 different topics in my head and I cannot get it less than 7. There's always something running in my mind, like
all the gears spinning at once.
It doesn't stop. And for a long time, I tried to fight against it because I wanted to focus on one thing. But doing good autism counseling and understanding that, I now can clear myself to 5 focus and leave 3 more in the back. And I can adapt
and kind of pull them as needed
and doing all the pieces. And now I can like, that. And while I'm eating or watching a show, I'm still in my mind is still doing that. It doesn't stop. And so many people say like, oh, you need to do, no, I forget it because the switching in my head.
Yeah.
You need to do yoga, so the ease your mind, enter your mind
to meditate, and no,
I literally can't. Like
when you try to shut everything off, that's when everything spins more.
Yeah, take some herbal tea and chill down.
Not possible. Well, I think we don't have any other community questions. So what I like to do is, before I let you go, I like to throw out a couple just fun rapid fire questions. First 2 is the same for every guest. The first one, I always preface this with every guest, is the answer does not have to be Polymaker. If it's not Polymaker, that's okay. My feelings won't be hurt too much. But first one is, what is your favorite filament color and or surface effect? What's your go-to filament?
Yeah, I as you can see with the marbles, I don't really have.
It's all over the place.
I just go everywhere and work with what I have. I like white because it's for lamps and RGB.
It's a good diffuser.
Yeah. So I think white is my favorite because it diffuses a lot of stuff.
No, but that's
you run and hopefully soon get some PET G. It's probably switching to PET G because then I can do other different cool stuff.
There you go.
It switches around a lot. I don't really have a preference of this or that.
Fair enough. Second question is, out of everything that you've printed, what is the one print you're currently most proud of?
Yeah, that is mixed between the stackable lamp and the marble, and the lamp. Like those 3 are awesome. The RGB site that I have is still work in progress. When that one is done, it's like it's gonna combine the peak of CAD drawings and ZBrush and sculpting. And that's it's all in their own niche.
Oh, so yeah.
I love them all equal. Like it's always awesome to tinker and make things.
Fair enough. And now, of course, you're doing all these lamps. You got a lot of lamps all around your office. Is there such thing as too much RGB?
If you cannot see the wall, you have a problem.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's all the questions I have. Real quick, just if you want to let everybody know where, websites, where to find you, what's the place you're most active if people are wanting to join, and if you have a Discord, can they find it and join yet? Feel free to plug anything you want right now. That the stage is yours for the next 30 seconds.
I'm still setting up Discord, so that's still building up all the channel names and everything. I'm everywhere. Reliance3D.
Easy.
The most active is Instagram and YouTube. Currently shorts. I want to build out to long form content, but yeah, editing is scary. So
Yeah.
that takes some time. But you find me on the shorts on Instagram, and that I'm trying to post more quick bits on Twitter too and Blue Sky. So I cross post those two. You can find me there too, and that's the active part I have.
Awesome. Well, I greatly appreciate you coming on the show. It's always a joy talking with you, even if it's on short spans at these events when we're both chickens with our heads cut off. But I look very forward to both projects and any more projects that I know you're going to eventually add to the list. So again, if you need anything from me, you let me know. You know how to reach me, and we'll talk soon.
Will do.
Have a good night.
See y'all next time.
See ya. And another maker in the books, number 107. So again, go check him out. You guys have seen the cool things he's making. And remember, that's just 2 of the projects. As he said, there's many gears moving at all times. I guarantee you he's got a project list longer than anybody of what he wants to do next. And if it's as easy to assemble, print, and just have fun with as he's planning with these first 2, the Marble Run, the LED lamp, I have no doubt have great success with that. So go check them out. Again, on printables, go look them up too. Follow that, because when the lamp project does go live, you should be notified there. So very, very cool. And I'm looking forward to, again, having at least 1, if not 2 lamps behind me. Can't see them now, but during the Tuesday stream, you might be able to. So in due time. But again, go follow him, go show support there. We do have a couple projects going on right now. We have Polymaker Labs, and that's !PML. And that is Sean dressed up as the scientist, giving all your tips, tricks, and troubleshooting to help you along your 3D printing journey, or others, share that with everybody. He's using that information, either taking it from the wiki or putting it to the wiki if it's new information at wiki.polymaker.com. If you have ! Wiki in the chat, you're going to get that website. But again, that's not a Polymaker focused. It's not just our materials, this is it, and everything else is everybody else's problem. We want to help you have a good experience with 3D printing, whether it's through the material science of it all, the details of the material, the settings, or is it some other stuff. I just recently added the pillowing on top of a print. So like the top, when you have a flat surface, you sometimes get that kind of bubbling where it's not so smooth. He just added some information to the wiki on that. That is getting updated as he gets more feedback from people, finds out there's other issues that aren't addressed in that wiki. It's a building knowledge base of awesome tips, tricks, and troubleshooting. So share that with anybody, the new printers that are joining in, or even the veterans that think they know everything. They don't. I pretend I do, and I know about 30%. So there's that. We also have Pezliz, who hosts exclamation point. Man, I'm way off here. IPC, and she is hosting In Printing Color, sponsored by Polymaker, on Wednesday at twitch.tv/Pezliz. And that is showcasing our new colors. I think she got some new ones in recently. More and more to come. As I always say, that's pretty much, it'll be redundant every time. There's more colors, there's more filament. If you want to check out cool ways of printing that, or really cool ways of showcasing that color in awesome ways, Pezliz, it will show you how. She is also working on Pezliz Presents. It's helping build our designer portfolio up, whether interviewing a designer who we're going to work with or are working with, or just showing their profile, kind of what their designs are, introducing that to you. Maybe there's something that you'll see there that you like to print yourself, maybe inspire you to print things. That is going to be usually on Saturday, sometimes Sunday on her same channel. So go check those out. But that is it. We're going to head real quick over to the giveaway, where you can type in "I am awesome" to have your chance to win some Polymaker filament. This will be available as a coupon code that is a $35 USD value coupon for US, Canada, Spain, France, Germany, Poland, Chechnya, and eventually UK. UK people, if you are watching right now, we're looking, I know I said the 10th before, things, we're still waiting for some shipping to get there. Ideally, we're looking around March 24th. It's not a promise, it's not a guarantee. We are shooting for the 24th, maybe sooner, but go over to shop.polymaker.com if you're in the UK, sign up for an in-stock notification on any of the filament, and then once it goes live, pretty much everything will activate. You'll get that notification, and you might know before I even tell you that it's live. But you all that I mentioned on those countries will get coupon codes. While it's $35 USD, it will convert to your currency at checkout. So no worries there. But get that in there, and I'm going to find out who we check out. Oh, you know what? I'm still not. I need to see if I can do this when I'm not live of adjusting this, but we will be fine. Don't worry, I'm just talking to myself about problems with the app after formatting. Still a problem. Okay. Well, the plus side is we didn't lose the guest this time. The window didn't blink out in and out. Has anybody, actually real quick, while you're timing I am awesome, did anybody see any of the green little flashy or artifacting this episode? I'm hoping I got that fixed. Hoping. I got a new cable, the format, everything reseated. Any glitches other than maybe normal lag? I don't think there was even any lag. I don't believe. Could be wrong. No, I did not. All seemed good. Cool. I'm not going to jinx it because next week it's just going to freeze halfway through or something. My computer will explode. But let's see here. We are going to raid out. Printing something. We're going to go raid out the Kiki Keeks. Clean stream. Thanks. I didn't, but the mic is way. Yes. So there's something with the profile in my Go XLR that it's fixed because I can see, like, I have the mixer and everything. I can see the levels, and yeah, way better. I am late-ish because I was at crafting nonprofit. Well, you will be fined for the late arrival. I will allow you to still type in I am awesome really quick if you do it quick to join in. Oh, you already did. I see it up there. I am awesome. Polymaker is awesome. Thank you. I'll send you the invoice for the late arrival fee. And I expect that to be paid within the day. So, but okay, I think everybody's in there. We've got everybody entered. Thank you all for watching the show. Did I not type? Oh, I haven't hit enter yet. Did I? Why is this not? Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. I gotta hurry up do. I was on the wrong screen. I didn't think the raid happened. My bad. So real quick, exclamation point contact to contact me or message me over on Discord. JazzTan4709. Congratulations. Email me, message me on Discord, discord.polymaker.com. I am Polymaker Joel. Thank you all for your support. As always, we'll be back next week on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, or come hang out on Tuesday, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern. Same place, same time, same notification. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful weekend, and a wonderful week. See ya.